it's me Flora, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. This video will just be me going through my process of how I made my title page as well as my other spreads and just general thoughts I have about this month's spread. So I hope you guys enjoy, grab some tea, chill with me, and let us begin. For this month, since it is autumn, I wanted it to be rather warm and bright, but not too bright so that it's peaceful but also kind of exciting with all the colours. I know that's a bit of an oxymoron, but stay with me here. I also wanted it to be rather clean, so instead of doing normal calligraphy with a marker, I used faux calligraphy instead because I had more control that way, and if I made a mistake and I had to cover it up in some way, it wouldn't be as harsh of a line when I'm using the pen compared to if I used a marker. For April, I used the colour scheme of orange, blue and pink. I thought they made really nice sense together. The orange and the pink brought in some warm tones, and it was quite a warm blue anyways, so the whole thing was a rather warm month. You can see me here using some watercolors because I wanted it to be more free-flowing, and as I did some leaves in different colors, it would be more, I guess, peaceful rather than more chunky if I were to use just solid colors. So I thought that gave it a nice effect, and I love the blending of the colors. Even though some of them didn't quite blend properly, they did have a nice pop of color within its original color. For the leaves, I had them rather thin and stemming from the top left side of the word April all the way down to the bottom right side. Well, not all the way down, but stemming from those different spots. And then they kind of just went all over the place sparsely. I did this all freehand because I didn't really plan anything for this. So there were quite a few odd spaces which you kind of just can fill in with some smaller leaves and some bigger leaves. I think variety is key in a title spread. You don't want too many leaves of the same size unless it's, I guess, a recurring pattern. I think it looks better when it's a bit more as natural looking, if that makes any sense. It's not even that natural. It's just weird oblong shapes with a sharp tip. I don't even know if you can call them leaves. Here I'm just writing a quote: "Don't wait for the perfect moment, make this moment perfect," which I think is a great reminder as April will be both holidays and school time for me. So that just reminds me to study even when it doesn't feel like the perfect moment or when I know I have more time afterwards, but you know, you just gotta make every moment perfect and just make do with it. I added a bit of washi tape for fun since I bought this one earlier and I never really used it, so thought it'd be a nice time to use it in the bullet journal. Second thing I want to talk about was functionality. So functionality is definitely the utmost important thing in a bullet journal. I mean, it's in its name, bullet journal. It's kind of bullet pointing your to-dos or jotting down things to organize your life. It took me a while to figure out how to actually do a study tracker for my 6 subjects. So then I just ended up doing a color-coded thing, a color key. The colors didn't match quite that well, but I think they worked okay since I did have blue, pink and orange as my main colors for this month. Or well, I guess the only colors I really use. The other colors were kind of an array of like similar tones, I guess. I try to keep them cohesive looking. And in efforts to save some paper, because I was realizing that my weekly spreads took up so much room that I was running out of pages very quickly, I ended up cutting down a lot of my habits. Took me a very long time to decide, but I finally prioritized my main 6 habits. And then you can see also that I put my mood tracker under there so that I wouldn't use 2 pages for both mood and habits, because that was a bit too much. And also I realized that half the habits I either did not follow up with, so it was just blank and an absolute waste, which I guess is what a habit tracker is for, to see how you are progressing with that. But some of the habits were just not reasonable to be daily habits, so I thought that I could just implement it every now and then. Some of them were like face mask, which is not a daily thing. I knew that. I think I just wanted to know when I last did a face mask so I wouldn't be doing it one day and then doing it 3 days later. I usually like giving my skin a bit of time to just chill a little. So anyways, back to the bullet journal. For like 90% of all my bullet journal months, like habit trackers, I've always done it and had every day numbered for probably around 10 to 12 habits, which horrible for my hands to do. I was always so tired afterwards. I mean, 30 days in a month and I have to do that for 12 boxes. No thank you. So I decided to not do it. The one time I didn't put in the numbers, it was kind of confusing because I would do it, let's say I'd skip Tuesday and I'd have to go back to yesterday. I know it's like not that much effort to look back to a calendar, but I don't know, my brain probably was just like, oh, labeling every single habit with the dates is probably easier than just looking at a calendar. So anyways, I'm gonna try to make it work this time so that I could spare some ink and my hands. Good news, I've realized that I have made 0 expenses, which is awesome, hooray! That's because I don't live alone, so that's always great. But also, I have not made any earnings either, so that's not great. I guess my jar of coins has stayed steady, which means that my expense and earnings tracker has really just done nothing. It's just been one page of blank. So I just thought I'd keep it as a list. Since I wanted April to be clean but also quite relaxing and bright, I decided to not box in all the days. So you'll see that from Monday to Sunday, I've only outlined the top and the bottom just so I have some guidelines of when I write the 1, 2, 3 for the dates. I thought that would look quite nice and a bit airy so that it wouldn't feel as clustered together. That way I would also have some room for if I want to do some doodles, the lines wouldn't get in the way since there weren't really any other lines other than the ones at the top and bottom, so the horizontal ones. I found that with the previously, I do like doing decoration as I go because it took a lot of effort doing it all on one day, especially if I have other things to do, which is every day. So I usually just decorate as I go. And that's what you're seeing now may not be what the final one looks like. I probably added some things, changed some things, maybe added a quote here and there, some advice from my friends, or just things I wanted to note down. And that concludes my April bullet journal spread, layout, organization, process thing. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Subscribe if you want to, like if you want to, and comment any suggestions for more videos. And I will be sure to update you guys every so often with a new video. Bye!